Hello, Chris. Thank you for joining us today. We have some questions for NASA PEO. As you travel to Baikonur for final launch training, what health precautions and quarantine restrictions will you be observing to ensure that you and your crewmates are healthy on launch day heading to the ISS?
As we travel from here to Baikonur, we're traveling with a very small team. All of us have been in quarantine together, everybody practicing the same health precautions that we normally do, but now the whole world is using those same precautions, keeping our social distancing, cleaning our hands all the time, and these sort of things. And we'll do the exact same thing in Baikonur.
Second question, and one of the most important components of your flight is expected to be arrival of Doug Hurley, Bob Babkin on SpaceX Crew Dragon to inaugurate the first crewed commercial crew vehicle mission to the ISS. How important and historic will this flight be in expanding transport capability to the ISS?
Well, this flight is going to be very huge for us as a nation and as an international partnership for operations on the space station. It'll allow us to be launching crews from Florida again and just give more redundancy and ability to get to and from the space station, and another seat. Right now, two crews of 3 on the Soyuz make 6. We have the potential after Bob and Doug with 4 people to come up in the SpaceX and Bowen crafts, and we can have 7 people on board the space station. So it's a very exciting time. I'm really I can't wait for that day when they're going to launch and they arrive and we open the hatch and I see them. I'm good friends with both of them, and I flew with Doug on my first mission, STS-127, and so it'll just be super exciting to see them personally, but also super exciting for us as a nation, us as a partnership, and us as NASA.
And last question, please. November 2nd marks the 20th anniversary of continuous human presence on the ISS. How significant is that milestone in human spaceflight history?
Well, it's significant for the space station's been operating brilliantly for those 20 years, but for me personally, Bill Shepard was the commander of Expedition 1, and I'll be the commander of Expedition 63 at the 20-year mark. We both have our roots in the Navy SEAL teams, and so I have a particularly fond thoughts about how the Navy guys, particularly the SEAL team guys, are in command in the beginning and end of that 20-year period. But it also shows that we, as a collection of nations, have been able to build, sustain, operate this amazing thing called the space station, and all that we're learning is going to help us go to the moon and to Mars. So the space station's a marvelous piece of machinery, and just imagine your car working for 20 years. You know, you'd be very happy when you get to that 20th year, and the space station's doing much better than your car.